Hello everyone and welcome to another Pyro Gaming video. Today's video is not going to be a very long one, instead it's going to be a couple of little small things that I noticed that you guys might not have that aren't big enough to justify their own video, so let's go ahead and jump right in. After you have shot all 45 data fragments on Mars on your main character, you may have noticed that when you sign into your alternate characters and go to Mars, it also says that you have completed all 45, but the loot caches are not on the map. Well, for the exotic sword, all you have to do is simply go to your collections in your vault and purchase another exotic sword, but what about the Sparrow? How can you get more of those Sparrows for your other two characters? Well, thankfully, after you've collected all 45 data fragments, all you have to do is simply head over to Amanda Holiday and you can purchase the exotic Sparrow that you get from the 45 data fragment cache for 8,000 Glimmer and 8 legendary shards, and yes, it is guaranteed to come with less time to summon. Oh, and by the way, it looks super good with the legendary New Monarchy Succession shader, kinda makes it look like Iron Man. But yeah, there you go, that's how you get this Sparrow for your other characters, even though you've already completed it on your first character. You don't have to go shoot these 45 data fragments 3 times, just do it once and go get it and transfer it over. Now that Sparrow is priced really weird. It's 8,000 Glimmer and 8 legendary shards. The legendary shards aren't bad, but 8,000 Glimmer is quite a bit. What if you're running low? How can you get some quick Glimmer? Well, Pyro's got you covered there too. If you are able to go flawless, meaning 7 wins and 0 losses in Trials of the 9, when you go meet the big emissary at the flawless chamber of the Spire, you have the option to purchase a new exotic ghost shell for 10 legendary shards. When you dismantle this ghost shell, you will get 5 of those legendary shards back and 5,000 Glimmer with no limit to how many of them you can purchase. You can literally buy 100 of these, throw them in your vault, and have 5,000 Glimmer for each one just sitting there for when you need it. This essentially breaks down to being 5 legendary shards for 5,000 Glimmer, which means you can have max Glimmer if you start at 0 Glimmer. You can go from 0 to 100,000 Glimmer for only 100 legendary shards. Now granted, Glimmer is not all that hard to come by in Destiny 2. I find myself constantly having to spend some because I'm maxed out, but nonetheless, it is still nice to be able to have some Glimmer on reserve for when you need it. So moving on to our next thing, those of you that completed Nascent Dawn Quest 2 of 5 that you picked up from Anna Bray on Mars yesterday at Reset, have noticed that you get a legendary version of the Polaris Lance exotic scout rifle. Now what's really interesting about this legendary version, the Braytech RWP Mark II scout rifle, is that it comes with most of the perks that the actual exotic version will come with, and the perks are in line like the exotic version is. And what really makes it interesting is the fact that it does solar damage, as you can see down here, but it comes with a weapon attack mod and not a solar mod. Now, this leads me to believe that we're not actually going to be able to keep this legendary version, but instead, later on in the quest line, have to upgrade the legendary version into an exotic version. Now, why I say that is because only exotics come with a burn and a weapon attack mod similar to that of kinetics. All other legendary energy weapons do not come with a weapon attack mod. Instead, they come with an elemental mod, solar, void, or arc. Now, while I am really looking forward to getting my hands on the exotic scout rifle Polaris Lance, I am still kind of bummed out that it looks like we won't be able to keep the legendary version because I have really enjoyed using it. Now granted, the exotic version is going to be pretty much the same thing with the addition of the 4th shot, after you proc triple tap firing an explosive round that does high damage, and then once it's masterworked, you also get the added benefit of Firefly, or Dragonfly I guess in Destiny 2. But nonetheless, I would still really like to hang on to that legendary version. It kinda bums me out, to be honest. But that is going to do it for this video, guys. These are just a couple of things that I found interesting that I decided to squash into one big video instead of making 3 separate videos for them. If you'd like to see more videos like this where I kind of mash different things together, drop a comment in the box below and let me know. And for those of you that are curious, the Strike gameplay that you're watching in the background is the new PS4 exclusive Strike that came with Warmind, and honestly, it's one of the more fun boss fights in all the Strikes in Destiny 2. But that's going to bring this video to an end, guys. If you enjoyed it, click like. If you're new to the channel, click subscribe, and if you are already subscribed, I fucking love you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and take care.